Oh, okay. So, I have a lot on my mind. And I don't even know how to start it off, but I know that I'm going to speak it so I can release it, so I can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because the meditation of my heart is acceptable. I'm gaining. I'm picking up gems along the way. I'm actually using the gems that I learned to apply them now to this present moment. And what I mean by that is the things that I learned back then, right now, I'm looking at just my situation. It's too much to get into the nitty gritty, into the details, but I'm just looking at my situations in life. Situations due to being alive. And at each point, there is a precious stone there. There's a precious experience. There is beautiful. There is life. However, the contrasting feeling of incidents due to being alive that causes pain to the mind distracts the soul. It can distract the soul because, we have free will. However, as I am learning to surrender, because Christ's consciousness, he came to set us free, was he came to show us how to surrender and how to be. I was listening to gospel music all morning, and my soul was guiding me. My soul is showing my mind the narrow way, in a sense, like the narrow way. The wide road is insanity. It's insanity to always be thinking about so many things at such a wide bandwidth of frequency, because your mind is over there, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there, it's over there, and it can't quite collapse itself and calm itself down. That's why I take breaks before I speak, because I got a lot, whatever, but I take breaks before I speak because the nitty gritty don't matter anymore. The story doesn't matter anymore. The script doesn't matter anymore because it's right now. So, as I was walking today, I was looking at the simple things in life that brought me joy. He's given me joy, joy, joy. That girl, she brings me joy. Goodbye, loneliness. So that's what I was feeling like today. Like, the sting of the thoughts, they don't sting the same. It's not a burn. It's not a disaster in my mind. So I'm able to move on. And I'm able to not loop. Because what happened was I had walked up to the bank today with Hope to help her open up her first checking account. Congratulations, Snoop. Good job. And I needed some time to just think and to just process. I was feeling good today. I found $10. Where did I put it in my bra? I found $10. I was so happy to find this money. I was just happy because the universe is speaking to my soul. My soul is here. It's alive. My mind is not sleepy. And the sleepiness about it was, I was about to go back home just to lay in the house. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. That's a loop. That's like, do it differently. Because those gems that I picked up along the way were tools and applications on how to do. Like, a boundary is not for that other person at all. The boundary is for within self on how you will respond to the thought that comes up, to the narrative that will come up. And if you set a boundary within yourself to say, no, I'm not going down to that broken area. Remember the scales of consciousness. I'm not going down to that area. And because you have access to the 5D, your soul, it guides. And it comes in like it's the weapon. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Is your weapon loaded, though? That's the question. And what is it loaded with? Because past incidents due to being alive can have you keep shooting the same gun over and over again. It can be traumatic too. It's traumatizing because your mind can't settle down enough to hear that still small voice that's in you It may be that you need masculine energy, or it may be that you need feminine energy. It's the system inside of the body that is operating. And for me, it's operating at a high frequency. It's at a high rate. There's something about the frequency of money that gives me fear. So that's what I'm doing in the park today. I'm just collapsing that duality, collapsing that thought. And when I found the monies today, I was like, thank you, because I hear you. I hear you. It's here. It's here. It's here right now. What you need is waiting at the table. That's what I was listening to. Richard Smallwood. He has a gift to keep you grounded in your feminine and in your masculine. Don't run away from your feminine energy, that energy and that desire to love and to be loved and to share and to express and be creative and to laugh and to dance and to sing. As a woman, we can be afraid of our feminine energy as well. And what happens when you're afraid of your feminine energy is like you want to push it out onto the masculine and tell the masculine, come on, make me feel better. Make me feel better. Which is fine. But where there's no agreement, there is no peace. And that peace won't be inside of yourself. So, that's a tough one to swallow. I'm telling you, that is tough to swallow because my mind wants that man. That mind wants my man. But here's the thing about the soul. My soul, your soul already knows who's the one for you. Your soul has identified your perfect match on earth. And what the mind is doing is continuously trying to have you shoot the shot of doubt, shoot the shot of fear. That beautiful feeling that comes up and arises within me. Don't kill my vibe. Why am I killing my vibe? I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drinks, I got my children, and I share it every day. I say, don't kill your own vibe. Don't kill your own vibe. And it takes practice. It takes a lot of breath work. And when you start feeling that urge of energy, that urge of feeling, that urge of that situation, that urge of that I want it, that urge and that desire, and you run from it, it only runs from you, only to return again, because you have not dealt with it. One thing that I learned from the Episcopal pastor, where there is no confrontation, there is no resolution. And where there is no resolution, things continue to deteriorate. So it's best to just trust and surrender to your higher self every time. Every time. And what is your higher self saying? You always got to remember, what is your higher self saying? Because your soul, if it's grounded in love, is not here to tear anything apart, anything down. It's only here to prosper and to grow. Walk to learn and to grow. That's the only way to know, is to walk to learn and to grow. Damn. The tension arises in me right now because I'm going home, and I'm going home to, it's not really peaceful right now because the bills aren't paid. There is no money coming in, and it's aggravating me as a leader of the home that I'm not able to provide. And the only thing that I know to do in this human body is to just trust in the source. But there's the war in my mind over territory for the dominion, who will dominate the opinion. My mind wants to war on my soul. Waging war. I'm tired of we're waging war. I'm tired of stealing from me. Won't be defeated. Won't be CeCe Winans. You know her last name is Love. But songs like that take me back to remember who I am, my being, what gets me going. gets the people going? What gets me going? Music. Music. And singing to myself. And experiencing the beauty of an instant blessing. Things that I can see with my eyes. Exceedingly abundantly all that I can ask, think, or imagine. Really? Yes, I'm ready. I'm gonna be ready. You live a life of ups and downs, of here today and gone tomorrow. It's good to see the college kids come on campus. I'm glad to see some black girls and black boys coming to the University of Chicago. Get it. Get it. I remember going into the college campus and being excited. Beautiful soul. One thing to help you when you are grounding yourself and you're maintaining your own frequency is to not insert yourself in another person's reality. And what a lot of people have been trained to do and are doing on a minute-second basis is they're putting themselves in another person's reality. And a lot of realities are filled with anger. A lot of people's realities on this earth as a collective is filled with a lot of anger. And the energy leashes out, it leaches out. And it wants to attract and draw what is vibing off of. So when I see somebody's vibration, it's like, it's a little off in my vibration too, because it ain't always that person. If you don't know how to stay grounded in your world, share my world. Stay grounded in your own world. That take work, that take practice, because one thing that is not good to have dwelling in your mind is the fear. Fear, jealousy, anger, resentment, judgment, criticism. Yesterday I was doing a lot of forgiveness. Not forgiveness unnecessarily of that person, but just showering gratefulness, appreciation, respect, honor for me being able to experience that situation and still have my right mind. Honor yourself. Always honor yourself. Honor your past. Honor your present. And honor your future. What did you ask for? What did you create? I know I asked for some money, and the universe was like, here, let me see how you're going to respond when I give you the least of these. Let me see how you're going to respond. And that's what the tests are in life. That are the trials. It's not about controlling the situation and narrative. Look at the narrative. Examine it. Let a man examine himself as he's going through his own exam, his own lesson, his own developmental course. Let the man examine himself, so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. What am I being fed today? A juicy fruit. Juicy fruit. So that fruit is juicy, it's abundant. And I want to keep eating of it. I want to keep eating of it. And I don't want to depend on nobody or no thing to get me to that spot. Because I remember my grandmother showed me what peace looked like. I remember Mrs. Hobbs' mother. She expresses what peace within self looks like. It don't dish out things that it don't want in return. It don't dish out jealousy. It don't dish out anger. It don't dish out comparison, because that's not what I want in return. The human side of the avatar of the soul is not in charge of everything. That's what we say what we're going through on the twin flame journey when we talk about the dark night of the soul. And one thing that the mind does not want to accept is that, yeah, somebody came in and reminded you. You remind us how you think okay, that is the day. Like, they reminded you, but then it just left. What the hell? That's the tough part. And then it goes on to say that they're always going to return. You and that person we are one. Well, what we do as the divine feminine and whatever, the journey, because the masculine is going through stuff too. They're trying to create a narrative that they can fit. They're trying to make miss the connection. But just as much as bothering us, it's bothering them. And you know that you can tell because the masculine within me is like, is obsessed like with getting it right, the logic, gotta make sense, getting it right. No, it don't look right, don't feel right. Then the feminine like, why don't it feel right to you? Like, what's going on? No, you should see. Yes, y'all both have a point. But when you surrender to the war in your mind and in your in your soul, because the soul ain't warm. The soul is bringing peace. The soul is peace. Your soul, my soul is peace. My soul is love. My soul is not about to get into a fight with something as low as anger or as low as low self-esteem. Not anymore. Because I picked up gems along the way. It is well with my soul. So yeah, it takes when you get such a revelation, a download, it takes time to process that and to keep it at the frequency and at the vibe that it needs to be at. Because like I said before, those lower old template modalities, they want to keep trying to update to a software that's played out that don't run that same script anymore. That's the human mind. The human is the computer. We are the computer. We as the human race, we create the algorithms. We create the computer, the collective. That's why it's called like the collective. We create that. Because it's billions of people on earth, and it's a group of everybody that believe a certain thing. But one thing nobody can resist, in whatever religion, wherever you live at on this earth, that's that spirit of love. That spirit of peace. That is why when you walk out into the street, you're looked upon. Your light is so shining. Let your light so shine that others might see you and want to do their work. It's not always, everybody don't get the huge call where they're in front of a lot of people, but everybody is impactful one way or another. The least among them is the greatest one. But I had to switch it up. I didn't want to go back into that looping cycle because when I do get home and when I do get there, I want to make my space feel comfortable. Ooh, look at that sunlight. Moonlight, blame it on the bouquet. Don't blame it on the sunlight. Somebody say, blame it on the moonlight, blame it on the bouquet. But my space, my creative space, and I imagine and I see abundance in my living space. Man, get back. Stay who you are. Stay true to who you are no matter what. No matter what you're going through. Remember, God is using you. And my thing too is the struggle with saying God and Jesus and assigning it to a specific only person. I'm having a hard time with that, y'all. But I understand the notion. I understand why the human race came up with something they had to see. And hold on. Excuse me. Something they had to see and they had to categorize and they had to make it better than the next. I can see that, but that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It's a universal force. There are universal laws to the universe. And what I have been doing is like playing with the laws of the universe. They're for me. They're for my benefit. So when I found that money, y'all, it may have seemed small to some people, but that was a huge sign for me. Because like I say, numbers talk to me. They speak. I'll be back. Stay up, y'all. Peace and blessings. Manifest every lesson in life. Y'all who going through the twin flame journey, feel my love, touch my hand. I understand. Oh, because let me tell you something that I collapsed duality. I'm not going to not force myself to think about the good time, the time that was, that is, and that's to come, as it relates to my twin, as it relates to that experience. Because it's not necessarily exclusively him. It was me expressing my love, giving my love. And he was giving it back, returning it to me. It was a little scary stuff. And people be going through it life. And I have mercy on his situation due to being alive. And I cannot and will not insert myself over there. He won't even let me. And in some places, I'm not even letting him in. I already told him, like, you ain't even experienced all that I have to give, because it's not time. The time now is to live in your life, live in your space. And your experience, my experience, is what made me whole. I am whole. The woman at the well, do you want to be made whole? And when I read that, I've been knowing this presence forever. It just got lost in the shambles of the breathing earth. This and that, he and she, and jobs, and churches, and it's just like, oh, let me go. I be tapping myself like, oh no, how can I say that? Don't give it too much credit, because what the mind wants to do is it is used to giving a lot of credit to the negative thought and to the thoughts that are not serving it well. It's used to that, but the boundary is, don't choose that route. Don't choose that route. I wanted to come and sit on this University of Chicago campus. It is a beautiful campus. I'm sitting in a lawn chair. There's trees around. It's beautiful. It's scenery. And it's helping me to construct this new life, whatever I want to call it, this vibe, this presence. And I'm not trying to attract and draw anything that disrupt this peace, because this is the peace that I want to leave my children. This is the blessing. This is why I am always grateful for anybody on this planet Earth that went to fight for my right to sit in peace. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your grandmas and them used to do. I don't care what your uncle and them used to do. Don't kill my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. Because they fought. They fought for this freedom, to have a free your mind. And when we keep assigning it to a situation, a circumstance in the history books, it keeps us stuck. It keeps us there. It keeps us prejudging everything before. This hair is like driving me crazy. It keeps us from, it allows us to prejudge and place judgments on things before it even happened. And, every race is dealing with it. Every race is a mindset. A mindset of power out of control is dangerous. And that's what you see in the police officers. You see in the judges. You see it's just everywhere. People in positions of power. Anybody can think they're in power, though. People walking in their power, what they know to do. And when I see a violent police officer, it's almost like, damn, that's messed up. No freedom of the mind to experience how it feels so lovely and so peaceful and so juicy to just lay low. You better lay low. Like, just let it go. Let it go. Let that experience teach you. When that feeling rises in you, you want to take power, or you think that you're going to get power by taking somebody's power with humiliation, derogatory terms, dismissiveness, manipulation, coercion. Man, you ain't free. And black people, we do it too. We do it in our family systems, our community systems, our school systems, our family systems. We just have this way about us. But if you continue to put it in categories and containers, it's those people. And you miss out on the essence of what is the problem. What is the problem? What is really going on within me? Because life is beautiful. Life is abundant. Not everybody is walking in this immeasurable, constant, lingering pain. I see it online. People want to be friends. Like, we need friends on our journey. They help. But it ain't nothing like that time of isolation. That time of isolation that's it. That is it. That is it. When that girl said on YouTube, what she say? And the triggers are the blessing. The separation is the time. Like when she was saying that, I'm really starting to understand what she means. And at first, the doubt and the fear want to say, oh, he ain't never coming back, and you were just being used, and all of these things. But how can love be used? How can love be used when it was given and it was received? You can't give. That's why it's very important the way you give. It's very important the way you give and the way you receive. And the way, this is what my twin told me. This how I know we just be reflecting ourselves, because whatever. It made so much sense though. He said, when someone gives to you, it's not appropriate to reject their giving. It's better to receive. It's better to give than to receive. Is that right? Yeah. It's better to give. Like if that person is giving to you, just receive it. Because they want to give their appreciation. They want to, let it flow freely. However, I was looking at that man like, that's exactly what I'm doing to you. Like I'm trying to give you love and you're rejecting it. You're pushing it away. You don't see it for what it really is. But he can't. He can't. That's why my love cannot be rejected, because it was for me. Every situation I went through is for me. That boundary is for me. The boundary is just like the set of tools that you have. When you think about your past, what tool did you douse it in fire and blow it up? Or do you take yeah, that was wow, observing it. Take pictures, y'all. Take pictures. Take a lot of pictures. I love this feeling, y'all. I love it. I love it. And it's so strong that yes, I want to give it and share it with somebody. A kingdom partner though, a partnership. Not a relationship in the sense like how it used the template of a relationship. We partners. We partners in spirit, body, and in mind. But you can't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the way it feels. It's real love. I know you're a busy man, but you don't understand. So that is what it feels like, y'all, to alchemize a thought. Look at both sides and choose the straight and narrow path. And that is how you remember that you are whole. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. May they manifest with every lesson learned.